In this program, you'll open the door to learning using some simple, easy, and very rewarding techniques. You can teach your child to read. Kids would rather learn than eat. Kids would rather learn than play. In fact, kids think learning is play. We propose that all toys were invented by grown-ups to get rid of kids. All games were invented by grown-ups to get rid of kids. Let's take as an example the questions kids ask. Kids ask brilliant questions. And we say, look, kid, why don't you go away and don't bother Daddy because Daddy wants to think about the important problems of the world. Now, we don't really do that. We really say, look, kid, here's a toy. Go play with your toy. And we give them a rattle or a little red truck and say, go play with the toy, kid. Then watch what happens. The kid plays with it for about 90 seconds. Then he throws it away. We say, see, little kids, little minds, little brains, little attention span. I'm big. I've got a big body and a big mind and a long attention span. I pray you, do it again and watch what actually happens. There are 5 ways to learn about the world. We can see it, hear it, feel it, taste it, and smell it. And everything that Leonardo learned in his life, or old Tom Edison or old Thomas Jefferson learned, he learned through one of those 5 pathways. The entire back of the brain is made up of those 5 pathways. If you drew a line right up here, everything behind that has to do with incoming information. Everything in front of it has to do with outgoing motor response. Now, give a kid something he hasn't seen before and watch what actually happens. First, he looks at it. That's why toys are made with bright colors. Then he rattles it. That's why toys make noises. Then he feels it. That's why toys don't have sharp edges. Then he tastes it. That's why toys are made with non-poisonous colors. And then, by gosh, he smells it. We haven't figured out how toys ought to smell, so they don't smell at all. That process takes 60 seconds. Now he has had 5 laboratory tests available to him. He used the 5 laboratory tests, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's a beautiful thing to see. Now he does one more thing before he throws it away. He tries to break it so he can learn how it's made. That's why toys are unbreakable, so he can't learn how it's made. It's one of the 2 general approaches to the prevention of learning. The first is put him in the playpen where he can't get at it. And the second is give him something he can't break. The whole process takes about 90 seconds. And he throws it away because there's nothing left to learn from it. We adults watch that superb demonstration and we use it to prove his inferiority. He's got a short attention span. Let me ask you a question. How long should anybody pay attention to a rattle or a little toy truck? Maybe the answer to that question is as long as there's something to learn from it. And if that's true, every child I've seen does it better than any adult I've ever seen do it. Because children know learning is a survival skill. Every child wants to grow up, and he wants to grow up right now.
The first part of this is that it's very, very easy. This is an easy process. And it's very easy because, number one, you have the best teacher in the world, mother and or father. You know that on your worst minute of your worst day with your child, you will be your child's best teacher, better than anyone in the whole world. Well, Susie and I know a lot on this subject, and we feel very comfortable with it, but neither of us could teach your child anywhere near as well as you can teach your child. So even on the worst moment of your worst day, you are the top teacher for your child, and on an average day or the best moment of your best day, you are absolutely spectacular because you know your child better than anyone else. And you happen to adore your child. That's the perfect combination for a teacher. If a teacher knows the student inside out and upside down, and if a teacher also happens to adore the student, only good things can come from that.
Daddy and Mommy wanted to construct a new house. The tractor dug the foundation. The cement mixer came to pour the foundation. Right. The flatbed truck delivered the wood. Burke enjoyed helping. Soon the house was built. There you go.
Now, for you and I went through a school system, or unless you went through a very different school system than the one I went through, you and I went through a school system where the process of learning, which is a natural, happy, and joyous process, was almost immediately tied to the process of testing. We'd like to say right from the beginning that